The other main component of LAN switches that needs to be configured is Ethernet ports that must be hard-coded. First, you need to identify the ports. When doing so, you need to ensure that you identify any ports that might be connecting to another network device. For example, a port that connects to the router or a port that connects to another switch. You can utilize the port description commands to specify that these ports are not to be unplugged because these ports are critical to your network connectivity. You can also identify the speed of the ports, or you can use 10, 100, or auto on a 100 megabit switch. In some cases, if you're dealing with the switch that has a 10, 100, or 1000 interface, you can also set the speed to gigabit. In addition to the speed, you may want to set the duplex. The duplex can be set to half duplex, full duplex, or can remain in its default state of auto. One thing to realize about setting Ethernet ports or hard coding the Ethernet port characteristics is that both the port speed and the port mode are set to auto by default. In other words, you definitely want to keep the ports that plug into PCs in the auto mode. Different network cards on a PC may behave differently when plugged into a port. If the port can auto-negotiate with the card, most of the newer cards will automatically negotiate the best possible speed and duplex mode. If I begin to hard code my ports, the card itself may not be able to respond quickly enough and may in fact not negotiate at all. In this case, I may eliminate connectivity for a person who is plugging into a switch by hard coding the port modes. So effectively, what you want to do with the identification, the speed, and the port is to make sure that you apply these three characteristics to any ports which are going to be plugged into other network devices, such as routers or switches. That's normally where we want to limit the Ethernet port configuration. Keep in mind that you can use the show interface and then module/number to display the current settings of a port. Anything that is in the default state may or may not be shown on a port depending on what the value is. For instance, a port will not normally display the fact that it is in auto mode for port speed or for port duplex because, well, that's the default configuration.